Ali, Ali. Ali, Ali. Yeah. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. I praise Allah for these lessons. I'm striving to be the message. And I thank Allah for his blessings. Ali was the circle 7. Islamism without the schism. On the rise upon the 7 and give all praises to the great God, Allah, Father God, Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal. We give honors to our Grand National Emblem, National Flag, Divine Constitution and bylaws, and honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our Holy Prophet brought to make us a nation. We want to call forth our Moorish kin as we come forth and as they come forth by this special day in the light. We ask that you open up your hearts and minds as they open up the way. Islam, you have the floor, Brother Marvin Nathaniel Bay. Islam, Grand Man.
Islam, gratitude, and Islam wars. Yes, I'm Dr. Marvin Evans Bay, Consul General of the Texas Consulate, rising and giving all praise to the great God Allah, giving highest honors to his prophet, our prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali. Give high honors to our theocratic government, our Moorish American government. Give high honors to our Act 1. Give high honors to all of our officials. Give high honors to this class, our E.A.R.S class, as well as I give honors to everything that is Moorish. And I'll be opening up the class according to law. Ya Allah amnuheru meku nataru. Ya Allah abheteru. Ya Allah ma'atheru. Ya Allah hoteperu. Ya Allah heru. Ya Allah ma'adher kuti. Ya Allah awajet dejuti. Ya Allah patem sutek patem heru. Ya Allah bamaduti. Al-Hezisray of Tuali. Amin. Holiness, holiness, holiness. In transliteration, O Allah, the Father of the universe. O Allah, the Father of love. O Allah, the Spirit of truth. O Allah, the Spirit of peace. O Allah, the Spirit of freedom. O Allah, the Spirit of justice. O Allah, you are my protector. O Allah, you are my guide. O Allah, you are my salvation by night and by day. O Allah, through your holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Holy Issa, Holy Issa, Holy Issa. And now I'll be reading our Moorish American Divine Constitution, Moorish American. And I'll begin. Salvation, our God, unity. The Divine Constitution of Moorish America. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of Moorish America are empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body of North America. The assistant grand sheik is to assist the grand sheik in all affairs, if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the citizens of North America. The bylaws. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh, and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all citizens of North America. No citizen is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All citizens must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all citizens must obey the laws of the government, because by being a North American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live a life accordingly. Act 5. No organization in North America is to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all citizens must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of the said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The North Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All citizens must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all uplifting acts of North America. North Americans must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of North America, and then you are entitled to remain a faithful husband. You must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All North Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Medu Ali, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Prophet Medu Ali, peace and blessing be upon him, founding father and framer of the divine constitution and bylaws of North America. Now this meeting has been opened according to law. And I will hand the meeting over to the goddess, Dr. Dendra Anil Kurtley, for the review of our chapter of the week. Islam?
Islam, God man. Islam, family. I am Dr. Dendra Anil Kurtley. First, let me rise and give praises to our great God Allah. I give honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to Act 1. I give honors to all my government officials. I give honors to our National Assistant Grand Sheik for this wonderful class this morning. I give honors to our Counsel General of Texas, Dr. Marvin Edwards Bay, for opening us up according to law. And at this time, I will be reading our chapter of the week, chapter 49. And it reads, the holy unity of the rich and the poor. The man to whom Allah hath given riches and blessed with a mind to employ them aright is peculiarly favored and highly distinguished. He looketh on his wealth with pleasure, because it affordeth him the means to do good. He protecteth the poor that are injured. He suffered not the mighty to oppress the weak. He seeketh out objects of compassion. He inquires into their wants. He relieveth them with judgment and without ostentation. He assists and rewardeth merit. He encouraged ingenuity and liberally promoteth every useful design. He carrieth his own great works. His country is enriched, and the labor is employed. He formeth new schemes, and the arts receive improvement. He considers the superfluities of his table as belonging to the poor of his neighborhood, and he defraudeth them not. The benevolence of his mind is not checked by his fortune. He rejoices, therefore, in riches, and his joy is blameless. But woe unto him that heapeth up wealth in abundance, and rejoiceth alone in the possession thereof, that grindeth the face of the poor, and considereth not the sweat of their brow. He driveth on oppression without feeling. The ruin of his brothers disturb him not. The tears of the orphan he drinketh as milk. The cries of the widow are music to his ears. His heart hardened with the love of wealth. No grief or distress can make impression upon it. But the curse of iniquity pursueth him. He liveth in continual fear. The anxiety of his mind and the impetuous desires of his own soul take vengeance upon him for the calamities he has brought upon others. Oh, what are the miseries of poverty in comparison with the knowing of this man's heart? Let the poor man comfort himself, yes, rejoice, for he have many reasons. He sitteth down to his morsel in peace. His table is not crowded with flatterers and devourers. He is not embarrassed with a train of dependents, nor teased with the clamors of solicitation. Debarred from the dainties of the rich, he escapeth all their diseases. The bread that he eateth is not so sweet to his taste. The water he drinketh is not so pleasant to his thirst. Yea, for more delicious water than the richest draughts of the luxurious. His labor preserveth his health, and procureth him a repose to which the dainty bed of sloth is a stranger. He limiteth his desires with humility, and the calm of contentment is sweeter to his soul than all the acquirements of wealth and grandeur. Let not the rich therefore presume on his riches, nor the poor in his poverty yield to despondence, for the providence of Allah dispenseth happiness to them both. Islam, Islam, Islam. I will now turn our class back over to our National Assistant Grand Chief, Dr. Sadu Amiti El Maheja Sepsuel. Are you there, Godman?
Islam, can you hear me, Goddess and Queen?
Islam, I can hear you well.
Gratitude. Islam, Islam, Islamism. But let us rise again upon the seven and give all praises to the great God, Allah, our Father God, Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere. And therefore, honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal. We give honors to our Grand National Emblem, National Flag, Divine Constitution and Bylaws, and honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our Holy Prophet brought to make us a nation. Again, we want to welcome you to another grand drawing in relation to dealing with our Egyptian Adeptus research Sultanate session. I am your host instructor, Dr. Shahid Imani Al-Mohadi Shabazz El, and my ancient Comedian high name being the same as Dr. Shedawin Minchi El Muhajjid Shepsuel. And we just want to say gratitude and high honors to all of our Moorish kin that is here in this new era and time, doing the work and uplifting fallen humanity. This is a grand drawing in and of itself, Moorish kin. A very, very, very powerful measure that will be brought forth, and we can't cease giving honors to our Moorish kin. This is indeed a grand drawing that we getting ready to go into this morning. Want to give honors to all of our scribes on the manifest. Want to give honors to all of those who are checking in. Honors to our brother Yaqub El Hamid Yamobay. Honors to our beloved goddess and queen sister Niambi. Honors to you. And honors to all of those whom will be on arrival, so to speak, and haven't got here yet as well. So we are in this particular session to get the work of our Moorish kin, our scribes, that have grand draws to bring forth to our family, and they will be sharing, some mighty measures. So without further ado or delay, we're going to call forth our scribes, that they may present and submit what it is that they have to bring forth in relation to dealing with the Medu rate in Kemet, aka, also known as the hieratic language. And so we got some grand drawings dealing with this special homework. So what I'm going to do is yield the floor to our family, and whomsoever it is that would like to come forth. Islamism.
Islam.
Sister Curtis Bay already up in there. Well, let me get out the way.
Islam, family. Dr. Dendra Dear Curtis Bay. Yes, I want to go ahead on and get on in here because I'm excited about our class. And I'm going to go ahead on and open up. Let me say share screen. Share screen. Okay, share screen.
It's pardon yourself, National Assistant Grand Sheik.
I just got your message.
Okay,
look, and the thing is he got the link. He just got to know how to click on it in his email, like y'all did, and it ain't. I don't know what we can do.
Well, his daughter is there.
Well, then went to.
Okay. Hold on, Sister Curtis Bay. What you say, Grand Secretary of State?
His daughter is there with him, helping him out. So I just sent forward the link to his new email.
Okay.
I just wanted you to be on the lookout just in case. Okay, praise the Lord.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I had just seen it. Gratitude, peace and love.
Peace and love.
All right, gratitude. Thank you. We definitely want to have our sheik in here. All right, and okay, Islam, Sister Curtis Bay.
Yes.
Put it back up there. I think you took it down.
Yeah.
And also honors to our family Carbon Dark Matter for showing up as well. Be sure to hit the like button and share and subscribe. All are welcome. Islam, family.
Islam. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Islam. Let me see. Let's see. Share. This site will be able. Where? Oh, entire screen. Okay, there we go.
Just go click the screen.
Yeah, okay. All right. And let me pull up.
Let me minimize my little thing over here. There you go.
Okay, let me pull up my. Can y'all see anything as of yet?
Oh yeah, we see it, sister. You just got to expand it though and make it full screen.
Okay, I'm
Well,
going
it's
to.
covering the whole screen because we seeing there you go.
How about that? Is that big enough, or do I
Oh
need more?
yeah, you know all we got to do now is blow it up on our side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't know what be going on with this thing. Islam. So, family, what I did, well, our homework assignment was use your Egyptian dictionary of choice and Skillful Scribe document to build your own sentence structure by arranging words as you see fit. So, what I did was, like what he said in number one, I went to the, let me bring it down. These are my sentences that I use my Skillful Scribe and the Egyptian dictionary, and I just picked out random words. And the words that I picked out was my children's face looked violent. And then the second one I picked out uh, using a post Skillful Scribe. Everybody up on earth praise God. And so you said, and then you say, arrange them and then transliterate them into the heretic. So this is what I did. I looked up the my that come out to be the I. Children is the HRDW, and then the face is the HR. Look would be the MK, and then violent would be the NXTHR. All that is your heretic. And then down here, it says everybody up on earth praise God. When you look that up, that would be the heretic would be NB, upon would be the HR, earth would be TA, which is Ta. Most of us know that one. And praise is the HKNW. And then God is the NTR, and most of us know that one, which is stand for Neteru. And so then you said in our assignment, you say go to number two, you say create a transliteration from ayahs of your choice found in our Moorish Holy Quran. So I went to our Holy Quran and I picked out an ayat. This year is coming from chapter 20, ayat 21, and it says, our land is dark, and evil prospers in the dark. Now, when I tried to do this one, I did. It was a challenge because for prosperous, all I could find in our Egyptian dictionary was prosperous, and so I put that down, the WDA. But I don't, my family can help me out with that because I couldn't find prospers. Not this is the heretic for prosperous. So that will, I don't know. I basically put a question mark by that one. But our is the N, land is the HDT, I found that to be the IW, and then the dark is the KNH. And I couldn't find anything for the and either. And then evil was the DWY. And like I say, the prosperous was the WDA, but that's really for prosperous. And I didn't find anything for N and B, but I did find for dark, which is KNH. And I will I'll show y'all what else I did as I go on. And I put the man's head in case I need him to pronounce my words. And so this is you say transliterate. You say transliterate from create a transliteration from ayats of your choice found in the Moorish Holy Quran. And then you say perfect your transliteration and use the pronunciation technique based upon the expression in the chart we have been using. attached here in. And so this is family, my my transliteration coming from the Holy Quran. And like I say, I need some help with my pronouncing it. This is, like I said, this is the way it would look if I wrote it out to with using the vowels.
Islam, Sister Curtis Bay, did you switch your screen?
Yes. Do you see? You don't see it?
Okay, I see you on the same screen, but you still on the area where it's speaking of prosper?
No, I went to my transliterations.
Yeah, I don't. If you're on the one where it's, okay, but are you on the same page? That is the. Do you mean to be on the area where it says Moorish Holy Quran 2021?
No.
Okay, well, that's what we still seeing. We're not seeing if you had something else up here yet.
Oh, okay.
So I think she had the same thing on both of those pages or something, you know.
Oh, she double pasted it.
Double pages or something.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm thinking. That she had.
Okay, I got you.
So she just added the transliterated part.
Right. Yeah, so we see that part where it say transliterated Moorish Holy Quran. Now up top we see something different now. If that's what you was trying to show us.
Okay, yeah, that's what I.
But
so
you got to scroll it back down a little bit if you're trying to show us the Yakirdu.
Okay.
I don't know which portion you trying to show us, but I was thinking you was trying to change it from what you were saying. So you go ahead, Goddess and Queen.
Okay,
and we'll see if we following along with you.
Okay, so can you see where it say transliteration from Moorish Holy Quran chapter 20?
Yeah.
20? Okay, yeah, that's all I was trying to show y'all how I added the vowels in there. You know, like our is in, and I added the A, and then for the land, I used the KADAT. Because that X in our notes and stuff, it could take the sound of the K, and but if I was gonna try to sound it out, I was now if I wanted to read from the right to the left, I would start over here with the Hanun Kata in Jawa, and that's the one I need some help on, and Yuja and Hanun Ka Yu Kada Na. And that's why I had some questions about the evil with the DW and the Y. But anyway, moving right along. This is again where it says my children. Can y'all see that? Okay. These are my sentences that I had to make up. And like I said, for my sentences, I tried to put the vowels and I wrote it out to try to help my family to see how to pronounce it. And I know you say Dr. Shaheed tried to pronounce it without the alphabets, but I just added without the vowels, but I just added the vowels to let our family see what it would look like if I was trying to, sound it out. And for that's the I. And if I translate that to the heretic, that would be I say YA. I add the vowel to it. And then children, you got the H with the little line up on it, HRDW. And I said that would be because that you can use the K equals. In my notes we had, where did I put that in? The reason I say I used the cur was because the H would equal K in some of my notes that I had, and then the K will equal to X. So that's why I went with the KER instead of HARADU. That would be the DU right there, because that W means it takes on the sound of the U. So that would be Kurdu, Hara, Ma, Ka, Naket, Haru. And as you can see, the I spelled it out like that, so you can kind of help pronounce the sound. And I got this from our list that we had when we were sounding out the alphabets. And I could have just put the KA, but to kind of help my family to, help them to pronounce it, I put the KAAF to try to help better pronounce that. And then Naket, Haru. And as you can see, that's the vowel. And down here we'll say NXT, that's the Naket. And then the HR, I said that was Haru. And then my next sentence was everybody on earth, praise God. And everybody is the NB. And I put NABA, Naba. And upon is the HR. Now I said Hara. That could be, that H could take on the sound of Kara. And then earth, as we know, that's a TA, is Ta, TA. And then praise, you see here, it's got the HKNW. And I went with the H with that dot up on it. I went with that's ha canoe. That's the way I was trying to pronounce it, ha canoe, because you got the K and then NW, that W changed to the U. And then of course we know God, the NT. We know you put the vowels in there, that'll be NETE. And it didn't sound right just saying netter. So I put the U on there, and my family can help me out if I didn't need to netter, but that stands for netter or either nettaru. But like I said, I add the U on there. So it sounded better, but it really is NETER, netter.
Islam. I want to say something just on that particular point.
Okay.
When you see it as the NTR,
Uh-huh.
you want to always keep it there, because that's actually a singular expression.
Right. Okay.
Netter. But now neteru, would be all of the other express principles, so to speak. And so you would see a W behind the R in most cases. That's how you can differentiate the two.
Oh, okay. Because I know I was trying to, go by sound. I say, well, don't sound, but I knew that's what it was. It was netter, but I just added the U, and that's why I did it, so y'all can help me. So you can help me understand. Should I put the U on there or not? So what you're saying, if I don't see that W, the NTR, that stands for singular. Okay.
Right, and if you see neteru, in most cases you'll see the plural gods with the S on the end.
S on the end. Okay.
So the W would be, just look at it like it's equivalent to the S on the end of the English word.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes you actually see, instead of just God, you would see the compound. We can see we'll see the grand expression, so to speak, of what we call the great God. Just put it that way.
Oh, okay.
But the word the, that's another thing. The, a lot of times, is not even transliterated in any particular expression. It's just added on to the transliteration when they transliterate it. Just like you was asking about the word in and of, like in and of, in all actuality, in is M, which is EM, to, at and of basically is EN. You see?
Okay.
So E-N and E-M, which is N or M, you'll see that word in there, but you don't really see anything for the. You
Yeah.
know, the is often put there because some of these things, as we know, our ancestors didn't speak like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is the European trying to put their particular transition into the way that they speak. That's why I say when you see grammar books and they trying to apply English grammar to ancient comedy and measure, all that is definitely something that's more moderate.
Okay.
You know, our ancestors didn't deal with the punctuation marks we have. They didn't deal with the periods and the commas and the, you know, the conjunctions and they didn't deal with that.
Okay.
You know, it's European that try to add that in when they transliterate. But that's the same way with not only the comedic aspect of things. If you go into the Arabic or the Hebrew, it's the same thing. You know, in most cases, the because you got to remember these things didn't exist during that time.
Right.
Because
Right.
the English language didn't exist during that time. So if
Right.
the English language didn't exist during that time, then how are the rules of the English language gonna govern the ancient language?
Right.
Now
Right.
we can try to express in the modern terms, you know, in this language or what we think it would sound like as far as dealing with them little additions of the N, the or, and you know, but the ancestors didn't use that.
Right.
You
Right.
see, they just had the text as it is.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes they can actually, when somebody translated, if they ain't careful, they can take things out of context.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just by using them different terms like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so instead of saying the per im heru, you know, the book of coming now, it's just per im heru instead of
Right.
the book. But in most cases, if they were transliterating it, they'll put the there just to try to flow it the way we normally demonstrate it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But technically, when you go into a lot of that stuff, our ancestors really didn't demonstrate, you know, a lot of that stuff, so to speak, the way the European, at least using the words that they use. So
Oh,
it's
okay. Okay. Well, Islam, and so I covered all three of our bullets, family. This is what I did. I practiced doing my list, pronouncing them out the best I can, and that's what I got to work on. You know, pronouncing my sounds and making sure I get my tongue right and making sure it's coming from my throat. The different sounds that I'm trying to pronounce, and that's my presentation. That was all. That was all of the three bullets that we had to do.
okay.
Islam,
Islam. Let me see what you got from the top here again. I just want to look at it, and I
right here.
see you put you was doing the sounds, you know, mostly where you had Nabaharata, Hakanu, them just like the sound roots, but you know the actual way of stating it would be Nepkerta, Hekaneta. You know, Nepkerta, Hekaneta.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hakan.
yeah, yeah.
Hakan.
Heknu Neta, pardon self.
Okay.
So it's Nepkerta, Heknu Neta. You see, and then up under that, I see um, that would be Ikerdu Hitter Mek, and that is Nexer. Nectar. So that's again Ikerdu Hirmek Nectar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I mean that's just you know sounding it out as I'm looking at it down there.
Yeah. I'm
And
glad
I'm trying to do it without putting
putting
adding
the alphabet.
vowels in there, but you know we don't have to. You know that's just it sound more uh expressive, so to speak, when you're able to do it. That to come with time, though.
Right.
You
Right.
see?
Yeah. So can you go over that one more time? Because I go back and listen to it.
Yeah. Like I said, the first one I see Nekherta Heknu Netter, and
Okay.
the other one is again is Yikardu Hirmek Nectar. Because
Okay.
you know that X is not an X, it's a K.
Right.
You see?
Uh-huh.
We could say Necheter, but I didn't want to put that in there, the het at part.
Uh-huh.
That's why I said nectar,
Okay.
and tried to flow into the H and the R, you know. So all is well.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with the rest of them though. And mashallah, you can also get your hieratic symbols, you know, the hieratograms, and add them to it. So, you know, you'll be able to utilize and pick up on them. You know what I mean? Like the more you do that though, the more words you're gonna end up picking up. See,
Okay.
that's a good exercise to do. Go into your Moorish Holy Quran, go get your dictionary, you know, pull up your hieratograms, and you know, just start doing, you know, of your choice, maybe 7 ayats or something a day, however much you choose to do, and that too will make you more refined in the expression. Like
Oh,
I'm pretty sure when you see the word, for example, earth, you automatically know that's Ta.
right. Yeah.
Like when you see the word netter, you know that's God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know, and so forth and so on. The more you do it, the more you become immersed and familiarized with it.
Oh, Islam. So you want me to practice on just going in there? Do you are you saying add the pictures to it too?
Yeah,
Just
yeah, on your own time though. You know,
okay.
we ain't making it like a manner. I'm saying like do what you can, even if it ain't but 2 words, you know.
Okay.
But you know, just practice doing that. And
Okay.
the more you do that, the more you will. It's a process of elimination,
Mm-hmm.
adding on to the knowledge that you have, and so you will begin to see these things, and they, you know, them words gonna start to jump out at you, so to speak.
Right. And I can see what you're saying, yeah, because when I see the picture, I automatically know that it stands for, I'm just saying, NB, it stands for, it'll stand for these alphabets and stuff down here. I got you. I hear you.
Mhm. Oh
Islam.
yeah,
Islam.
Islamism.
Islam.
Gratitude for the measure scribe and high
Islam.
priestess.
That's all I got. Now let me get, let me see. Make sure I don't close everything out. And I'm going to,
Hit that X up there.
right here.
Yeah, go to the left. The X.
Right.
Yeah. Close it.
Okay, yeah, because last time I kept hitting, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I kept hitting the wrong thing and knocking myself out.
All is well.
That's what I got, family, and gratitude for family for all your help. And we're going to continue to listen to this playback and perfect my pronunciations. Islam?
Islamism. Praise be to Allah, Shemotepu, Anqua Jetsanev. And that's another thing too. When you put the word prosperous or prosper,
Uh-huh.
you know, that's the word wajet. That's what you had. The W,
Yeah.
D, the A. Remember that it was really wajet.
Yeah, okay.
Jetsanev. Life, health, and prosperity be upon you. So
Oh,
prosperity is also dealing with the word prosperous, you know, and so forth, or prosperous.
okay.
Islam.
Islam. Gratitude.
Gratitude, peace, and love. All right. Grand job. Okay, next scribe. It is getting good already. Islam.
Islam.
Uh-oh. Our Grand National Secretary of the State is on the manifest in the house.
Islam Worshkin. Praise Allah. Oh, I just had to do the mantra. I ain't skirt.
There you go.
Islam family. Rising, giving praises to Allah, honor to our Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, honor to our ears class, honor to our family online, to Dr. Edwards Bay, Consul General of Texas, for opening our meeting according to law, to our National Grand Secretary, South Carolina, Dr. Dendra Ania Kurta Bay, for reading our chapter, and to our host, our National Assistant Grand Sheik of Moorish America, Dr. Shadwa Menti El Mohed Chepsuel. Gratitude, family. Great job, Dr. Dendra. And I'm going to share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Oh yeah, we got it right there, Grand Secretary of the State.
All right, gratitude. Our assignment basically was to use your Egyptian dictionary of choice and Skillful Scribe document to build your own sentence structures by arranging words as you see fit. And number 2, create a transliteration from ayats of your choice found in our Moorish Holy Quran. And then 3, perfect your transliteration and use the pronunciation technique based upon the expressions in the chart we have been using attached herein. Okay, so the first one I went to, and thank you for giving us the instruction, Dr. Shahid, in reference to dictionary of choice. I went to, I pulled up Ancient Egyptian Dictionary, and I also pulled up the Poe. And I started with Poe and just pulled out about 20 words along with their symbols that kind of stood out to me. And then from there, tried to compile a sentence. So the sentence that I came up with was, be satisfied in heart, the spirit state or spirit power of God. And so Sai, Yim, Yib, Aks, Aku, and Netter. And these are the symbols that go along with the word. I try to kind of keep them right below each other. So the be satisfied is that. N is that symbol in the actual hieratic language. Heart, you can actually see that one looks like a heart. Now, as far as ox and aku, I actually have to pull the letters from the hieratic language because I didn't actually see that in Poe, and Poe was a little bit lengthy. And then Netter. Now, I also pulled from the Ancient Egyptian Dictionary, where you see these. Hold on, let me hide this. I pulled these from the Ancient Egyptian Dictionary and also Poe. The next one was take action from the fall or descent, continuously returned to heaven, which is a state of mind. So Yiri, Yim, Hai, Wahamet, Sa, Hurt. And these are the hieratic language that go with the hieratic words. And this is also, these were pulled from Poe as far as the sentence previously. Now, the second part of the assignment was pull an ayat or a sentence from the Quran and then transliterate. So I started with, time never was when man was not. At, Nesep, Nafapu, Yim, Remet, Nafapu, Wu. And these are the hieratic, hieratograms. I'm confusing hieratograms and anaglyphs. But anyway, these are the hieratic letters coming from here. This is the area. I also pulled the previous slide from the Ancient Egyptian Dictionary and Poe. And then the second sentence pulling from the Quran was, establish unto thyself principles of action and see that thou ever act according to them. So establish, Medu, Yab, Wab, Yehep, Mit, Yiri. And the IAB was present to, which I substituted for unto. thyself, I put purify oneself, where you have the wab. The principles I put down there, you're happy, keep the law, which is basically the principles. That didn't have one for of, but these two words were either actions or take action. Nimiti and Yiri. And I'm saying the Yiri because when the I comes in front, you're supposed to sound it like Y. Is that right? Yes, if it's the first letter. And then, and see that thou ever act according unto them. Didn't have a word for the and. The C was the same. Peter, that was the same as far as this word meaning. When that thou, it I pulled you to put in place of thou. Ever. Neha, that was the same meaning. Act, Yiri, again. According was my same definition. Unto, I put offer to for the word yam, and them, sinu, them. And that was just pulling from the ancient Egyptian dictionary as far as the definitions. And the last part, I just basically tried to keep pronouncing these sentences, bearing in mind the pronunciation that you had given to us, and that's my measure. Islam.
Islam, Grand Measure, Grand Secretary of the State. You tried to transliterate a whole page, didn't you?
No. You said a sentence.
Islam. Oh, very powerful. Now, let me ask you, because I seen, like I told you, we don't really have to get into the ofs, the ends, the,
right.
But that's all right, because we know Rome tried to put these measures up there on the assumption. But when you transliterate your sentences, you use hieroglyphs. It's one pointer I want to point out, Grand Secretary of the State. Go up top where you dealt with your hieroglyphs. And you did a grand job, too, with the transitions in these words. This? Yeah, right here. Okay, now, it's good that you place them word for word under there. But normally, if we would see them in a papyri, we would see it coming from right to left.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But other than this, all is well. But I get what you was doing. You know what I mean? So, we just want to, point that out right there. And
before you move from there. So now moving forward, if I was to write it like the papyri, I would start with this over here on the right.
That's right. Well, no, what you would do, you can keep that where it is, because that's how it would actually be sounded out if you was dealing with a sentence.
Okay.
But you want to write your script, the hieroglyph from the other direction.
Oh, this from right to left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can write that out as you are spelling it, you see, because it's going to read from left to right, but you're writing it from right to left in your actual hieroglyphs.
So, okay, so this here, that would be the, if I started from right to left, that would be the SAI.
Yeah, and then you would, and everything that's going that way, you would actually have it going the opposite. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Gratitude.
So, and that way have you used to the way that you deal with hieratic in the first place. You know what I mean? Allah. Like the same way when we transliterate something.
Islam. Praise Allah.
Don't you think this is a powerful methodology, Grand Secretary of the State, though, just going into the Grand Moorish Holy Quran part and self and word for word, that's a way to immerse oneself, you think?
Yes, and also in doing the assignment, it did not take me as long because we are constantly reviewing this. So it's becoming a little bit easier where I wasn't staying up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning looking crazy. Just did a little bit at a time. So it definitely is it's a good way. Yeah, definitely.
And speed come with time. And I'm pretty sure some of them words, even though you was going through the various dictionary, you probably already recognized some of them as you was going along, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like the netter, the house, you know, it's certain ones that are etched in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we remember. And that's it right there. We got to remember we the first to do what we doing right now. As far as going into the detail, it's people that's been reaping in a scanty way, but they haven't went all the way into this because a lot of them don't plan to go into this.
Islam.
You know, they stuck on pictorial, you know, and don't even really know the purpose of the anaglyph. So I just purchased
you want
one
me
of
to
these.
stop sharing?
Oh yeah, you all right. You all right. Gratitude.
How do I get out of here? I hit the thing. Now how do I get out of here?
Where you running to?
I help. Get on this hot seat.
Hold up. I can get you out.
Thank you. Help me out here.
There you go. Okay. Islam. Yeah, we want to give honors to our audience for asking the questions as well, you know. And especially our sister Niambi, we definitely got to hear. It's what it is. We got, if you go through these videos, we have like lesson 1, lesson 2 in each language. So you can go into if you know my website, you can actually go into my area. You can go through each lesson on your own time. That way you can pause it, stop it, you know, and everything. But we have lessons dealing with the hieratic. We have lessons dealing with the Demotic, you know, all the way down to the Coptic and also the Arabic, you know, because Arabic is said to be the last stage. And so we use some of that knowledge as well to be able to move forward, you know, and the scribe doing a good job. Y'all see him up here. And we getting ready to bring forth some literature, you know, on these levels. So y'all just hold fast and we're going to have a foolproof methodology, so to speak, when it comes to an actual book we're going to put together. That's what we're doing right now. You know, we just showing our family, this is peer review for all y'all to see the work that we putting in order to do this, you know. Like, you know, most people, when they trying to do a job, they go behind closed doors and like, we ain't prepared. We letting y'all see. Y'all see the labor pain right now. And y'all gonna see the baby when the baby born. Islam. So yeah, on YouTube, if you click on my channel, Commission Adept Hereford, I have a string of videos, and they start from lesson 1. Some of them go up to 7 lessons. We actually are coming back down through the language now, because we started with Arabic and worked our way up to the hieratic, you know, also the anaglyphs, which some people call hieroglyphs. We went into the metaphysics. Now we're working our way back down through how the language came. So we're going to be going back into the Demotic, you know. So we just, and this is very powerful. We definitely adept, so to speak, with the hieratic at this point. You know, at this point, it's just really now starting to produce, you know, what it is we're trying to produce, putting, you know, a methodology on the manifest so that people can get this and follow it through. We want to put it in the book form. You know, so all is well, Islam and Islamism. So and also Brother Yaqub, the lessons are all often posted on my Facebook page. They always live, so you can always go to the links, you know, to go into the lessons. You know, if you look at my page or whatever, are you on here now? You know, that's it. You know, but as far as those who are here already, you know, these are the scribes. And what it is that we have the instruction up here, and we present it to the public like we're doing now, you know, so that everybody can see what it is we're doing and you can interact with us, you know. But as far as doing the homework, you know, it's a certain criteria you have to go through as far as being a part of the executive rulers here. You know, you had to be a scribe in order to even be up in here doing this. And it was more than this, but these are the ones who are here now. And these are the experts in our particular body that's dealing with this information. And honors to your sister Sakina Ra as well. Gratitude, goddess and queen. That's powerful, Grand Secretary of the State. You know, the work that you put in. I want to give honors to you for everything it is you share. So, all right. Next scribe. Now we heard
Islam.
from both the high priestesses. We want to hear from the high priest. Islam, brother
Mm.
Bati Bey. What have you to say, grand man? Uncle Ajet Saneb,
Uncle Ajet Seneb.
Shimotepu.
Simhotepu, definitely. This is gonna be and I didn't get it. I for the second part, I did 3, but I didn't get all 3 done because they was kind of lengthy, but we'll see. You'll see. But it's still this is like puzzles to me, so it you know what I'm saying, it strengthens the mind. To me, it's like you know how they say if you do a Sudoku. First off, let me rise and give all man the praise to Allah, us to the Prophet, us to our theocratic government, our royal council, our flag, seal, emblem, our divine constitution, our swift angels, muftis, citizens alike, honest to all the Moors that are here in attendance, all the scribes on the panel, and honest to our host, Dr. Shaheed. And like I was saying, they say if you do a Sudoku, that it strengthens your mind. It takes you from, you know, even preventing Alzheimer's, and that other mental disease. But that's why I enjoy this, because it's like it's puzzles to me. Islam. Let me share the screen, and this is. Let me see. Okay, all of it, entire screen. Okay. Islam, can you see it?
Okay, yeah, I'm submitting it now. There you go, grand man.
Islam. And so I so the first part where it says to use the Egyptian dictionary of choice of the Skillful Scribe document to build your own sentence structures by arranging words you see fit. And I took ones that been weighing on my mind lately. And every knee, I took every knee will bow in Islam. Every knee will bow in peace. So Nib, Ped Imi, Per, Pedet, Pedjet, Im Hotep. And so that's one that's been weighing on my, it's just been like reoccurring to me, you know what I'm saying, throughout the week. And then Allah uses one people to check another. Aneter et waket deswe. And this was hard for me. Gas kit. And so that's what I had. Those were my first two. The first two things have been weighing on my mind. So those are the ones I did.
Yeah, you said that right too. Pardon the body, beloved brother. Sekasket. You could say sekasket. You know, however it is you pronounce it, but you know that you was on point.
Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And so Islam. And so then like I said, I was gonna do 3 for the second one, for the second part of the and these are the 3 that I was going. It says, no man live unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. And then I had reflection is the business of man. A sense of his state is his first duty, but who remembered himself as a boy? Is it not mercy then that sorrow is allotted unto us? And I didn't get the last one. Establish thy heart O man. Establish thy heart, O man, in which that is right, and then know the greatest of humans to be immutable. I didn't get that one done. But no man lives unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. Bia remet ak, and this is actually ANWX is what it has, but I put the ankh just for like the guy that said for the pronunciation purpose.
Okay, so stop right there, beloved brother. I want to point something out too. This is going along with what you're doing. I automatically, you know, can see the connection of your transliteration to the translation. I see it, you know, because we know remet mean man. We know Ankh deals with life and so forth and so on. So you're doing a good job, good brother. You know, and Just do like Sister Curta Bay. I was telling her, add your heratograms to it, like the Grand Secretary of the State did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going from right to left, you know, and that'll make it more, you know, it'll make it more complete, so to speak, because you're giving it to them in 3 stages. You're giving them the hieratic, then you're giving them your transliteration, and then you give them your translation. But you're doing good, Grand Man. I'm looking at this right here, very powerful. We can see how your words are transitioning between the transliteration and translation. Go ahead, brother.
Islam. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
And so imbiaremet ank rasa rase, because that's a double A, so I guess it carries a say this say. Okay.
Yeah, long.
Say.
Mm-hmm.
Said this in nib ank boy.
Or if.
Boy, what'd you say? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that. Be'u?
Bu'il.
Be'u. Oh,
yeah, bu'il.
Bu'il.
Yeah,
okay.
Il. Right. Because remember that W is interchangeable with you in all actuality. So I'm thinking of the sound shift in my head while I'm saying it. You see?
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a double U. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Be'u hapu inkat de neb ke ank bu.
Right. Kurt du neb ke ank bu.
Kurt de neb ke ank bu. Okay.
Yeah. You see?
And yeah, so that's no man live unto himself for every living thing is bound by course to every other living thing. And then this one kind of beat me up. Reflection is the business of man, a sense of his state is his first duty, but who remembereth himself a boy, is it not mercy then that sorrow is allotted unto us? And a lot of the connector words like is that then you'd find them in one dictionary, you wouldn't find them in another dictionary, you wouldn't find them at all. So some of them I didn't just I just left. So
and you know why that's the case, good brother. In some cases, depending on who it is, and what dictionary it is. Like some you may see the letter Y, you know, that dominate where you would see I, and some of them you're gonna see I. You know, so when you see I am I, sometimes you'll see Y am I, or sometimes you'll see JMJ. You see what I'm saying? Because depending on who it is, they change it up on whatever lineage that particular dictionary is coming through. Because you know how it go. But the good thing is that we have knowledge of sound shifting. But that's powerful. That's powerful though, brother. You did a good job, because I can see, like literally, I can see certain words that we are familiar with. I can see the transition between them. And even if, let's go to say I didn't see them, and that's the thing, the more we become immersed into this stuff, the more that we will begin to see. Just like the word tep, a tepi. I know that's dealing with the first expression, so to speak, in most cases. Because we talking about the first time, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just different, they'll jump out at you, certain things. And the more we become, again, immersed in this, them words gonna jump out without even needing a dictionary. It's just that we are the first to do what we doing. So it's gonna take time, but I definitely see the progress that all of you have made. By the end, you know, of this year though, we'll definitely have the hieratic portion, which we already got it now on the manifest, and we're gonna start again producing, you know, some literature in reference to these things, because the literature being produced itself is going to help us become even more immersed into what it is we bringing on the manifest. You know, because we trying to get it into the extent, because they like to say dead language. We know what, we give honors to brother Mustafa Gadala. That's a lie. Ain't no such thing as no dead language when it come to our people. You know, anything the European can't explain, you know, they like to use certain terminology that ain't got nothing to do with it to justify why they don't want to deal with it. It's just like people that use the term pseudo, you know, because they don't want to deal with information being presented. They don't know it. It's over their head. So rather than have to engage with the information, they'll try to attack it. You know, and that's what that's Eurocentric scholarship all day. That's the art of war when it comes to the intellect. They waging war against the information so they can get their little thing off. And that's why we here to expose that. Now, as for all those who like to stay in the state of thinking they the expert, we gonna let them have it. But we gonna bring forth this work for our people. You know what I mean?
Islam.
Yeah, but you did a grand job, grand man. And you were finished, right?
No, I got this one.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought that was your last one.
This one, which is reflection, is the business of, reflection is the business of man. A sense of his state is his first duty, but who remembers himself a boy? Is it not mercy then that sorrow is allotted unto us? So, Kea, U, Wepwet, Remet, Epedet, Fe, Kurt, Ewe Fe, Tipi, Tep, Red, Wuper, Her, Pu, Skies, Desta, We,
You.
Uh-huh. In Hetepet, Ka, Tu, Ahmed, Imini.
And then the one above Emini would have been Ipdet.
Ipdet, okay.
Yeah, instead of Epedet, Ipdet.
Ipdet, okay.
Yes, sir. Ipdet. You know, you can kind of push it wide, and if you want to, and say Yiptet, Yiptet. You know, so yeah, that's powerful. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Islam.
Oh yeah, grand job, Scribe. You know, like I said, all you got to do is add your heratograms to it. And like I said, this is only so that you can be familiar with them when you're looking at them. You know what I mean? Because we want to get to that especially point. We know that it's certain things, like if I were to put some papyri up in front of our people right now, it's certain things that's going to jump out at us because we done seen it already. You know, and so we just want to keep doing that right there, and it's going to take us to a greater degree of unfoldment.
And but no, I spelled it wrong. Heratograms.
In fact, we'll probably do a brief exercise on a measure as we come out of here and see what it is that we can pull out of, you know, a piece of hieratic papyri or something. So Islam, grand man.
Islam.
Yes, sir. Man, y'all got me pumped up. Like our chairman would say, man, y'all scribes, man, y'all doing y'all thing. All right. Okay, Brother Marvin Edwards Bay. Islam, grand man.
Gratitude. This is Dr. Marvin Edwards Bay. Praise and honor have been given.
Islam, you sound a little muffled, good brother. Like off from the computer too, just to get your head up.
Okay, so have I been sounding like that all morning?
No, I just right now you sound a little muffled. That's all, brother. Earlier you sound a little better, but it's all right. I'm pretty sure they can hear you, but it just sounds a little muffled. No.
Let me see, because I got my computer down.
There you go. Whatever you just did then, it made you sound a little more clear.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, because I was wondering, that's why I wanted to know that did you hear me clearly from the beginning, because I had my laptop, folded down because I'm using my monitor on my TV, and I thought that but the speaker is coming through the computer. Okay. So you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you a little better. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Present. Share screen. Okay. Entire screen. Okay, I'm trying to say share the entire screen, but it's grayed out.
Yeah, you got to click the actual
document.
Yeah, the camera. You got to click the camera on the document you're trying to present. And, you just click the portion. Then once you do that, it's gonna light up the share button blue, and then you can present it. Like the actual screen that it shows when you try to attempt to share.
Right. window. Because when I click on the document I want to share, it takes.
Yeah, well, try to share whatever it's letting you share between the two. You can either try to document or hit entire screen, but
Yeah,
whatever you do, hit the screen like
I
your
already got the
name.
entire screen.
Okay, so just hit the
Oh, let me cancel it out.
window. Hit the window. And so and once you hit share, it should come right up into the queue. Okay, we're gonna give our brother a minute till he come back, and while he's coming back, just to give our family some background on what it is that we demonstrate, because this is why we had those who were in the class in the beginning. We was trying to have our people, the majority in here with us doing this. But like, if you just coming in and you seeing a lot of this stuff right here, I understand our people are really not familiar with, honest to our family from London that be tuning in. Honest to your family. We got our family looking at us from around the world, out of the few in the many that's on the manifest, so to speak. So what we are doing, like I say, this is our methodology. And it's a thorough methodology, and it's gonna aid people. People gonna end up trying to use this. Even it's probably some people that's already looking at the channel and doing whatever they do based upon it. Because I see a lot of views on a lot of this information that we put out here. If you were to go to my videos, so we have a methodology, of doing this, and if you go through it and you follow it, like I say, if you go step by step, it's very it's easier than what you think, but it's really us doing like we doing now, becoming more familiar with it by immersing ourselves in it. Because you got to remember, ain't nobody here speaking hieratic today. Ain't nobody really teaching it like that today. They want to stick with, the anaglyphs or the pictorials or what they like to call hieroglyphs. And so what we are doing, the European can't lay claim to it. All you got to do is go look at the history. We will give honors to our good brother for giving us the tools, though, from Japan. Sakai Masakatsu, pardon himself. He, with all of the tools that he presented to us, gave us the ability to be able to do this. So this didn't come from Eurocentric sources. This came from one of our people. So all is well. And yeah, we give honors to you, sister, for your presence. Very knowledgeable sister Sakina Rock. Honors to you. We universal with it, sis. Many of our people, they'll get it later, but we trying to tell them they're gonna get it on a universal level when they hear. Okay, so brother Marvin, that was Bay. I see you back now. You want to try it again, good brother?
Islam, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Graham, man.
Yeah, okay. As I try to present, sharing the screen. Don't show these tips again.
Okay, remember when you hit share screen, right? It's gonna have them three options up there.
Right.
Chrome tab. Yeah, entire screen. If that's what you do, hit that. But then you got to hit the screen that's on display right there.
Oh.
Once you hit that screen, it's gonna light up. Okay. And then once it light up, there you go. I see. Let me close mine out because I was actually explaining it while I was doing it on my side.
Right.
Okay, so I can better. Okay, let me add you to the queue right now, good brother. All right. Scroll this down a little bit here. There you go. All right, now you in queue, good brother.
Okay, so can you see my screen now? You there?
There you go. Yeah, I was just finna tell you to open it up, but you already did. Yeah, you got it.
I,
Yeah, we can see you.
okay, yeah, what I do, okay, this is the assignment. Islamism, Muslims assignment of my homework consists of using your Egyptian dictionary of choice and skillful scribe document to build your own sentence structures by arranging words as you see fit. Create a transliteration from ayats of your choice. Is that me or is that you?
That's me. I'm opening up the volume on my side.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, you
you know
good.
what? When I shared, I didn't hit share my volume, so maybe that's.
No, you good. No, that's for video. I was just
Oh,
turning it up on my end.
okay. Okay, so anyway, that's the assignment. So, and what I did was I pretty much put everything I intended to bring it down to where I can put everything over here. And so I just left it on here. So it's like a work in progress. Um, and what I was going to do, I was going to come from my Holy Quran, the chapter 14. Yehoshua spake on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus. And one of the ayahs was, by the sweet breath of Allah, all life is bound in one. And so, and I didn't get too far. I did, like right here. Do you see this hieratic um, statement right there, right underneath Yeshua?
Yeah. I'm gonna pull something up in reference to that to show our people something in a minute. But
Oh,
you
okay.
go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, yeah. So as I was trying to break down or transliterate Yeshua spake on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus, I started out with, I was going to try to do it two ways. I was going to look up prophet because I didn't think Yehoshua was in there. Then as I was looking at Yehoshua, then I saw Yeshua, what I mean, because that O going to be kind of difficult to find. So I just said Yeshua. So that's what I have right here, Yeshua. And that's how it is broken down with the double reeds is the Y. You got the A right there. Then the shoe is that's the SH. And this is the symbol for, that's the symbol for you are, from what I recall, because I got it out of the, I think it was out of the Pope. And to find that again is going to be pretty difficult. I may not be able to track it down at the present, but I did get it from here. And where am I at? Okay, right here. Okay, am I still sharing? Islam?
You took down whatever you had up there, but your screen still share. But you just ain't got your whatever you had up there. You gotta open up something. I see you opening up something now.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you
I had,
there you go. There it's back up there now. If that's what you intending to share.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. And so basically, I mean, these are the only two things I was going to try to transliterate. And basically, I only got to share the Yeshua, and this is spake, that Yid, so that would be Yahuwah, Yid, um, and I had unity, to speak on the unity, and basically, this was the way, what I mean, if you can see where I'm pointing at now, unity, one, it's a logogram, and it's the W and the A, where. So that was Yeshua said where, um, and you got the that IP, which is the hieratic for nectar. You know what I mean? That's the closest I can come to Allah. And man would I got sing that was from that was from the Egyptian dictionary. Um, the which would be man, and here they got it. That's the SN, and I know you had like by the base head and in a sector state by Renette was man, and so I couldn't locate that at the moment, so I just used the sin from here.
Yeah, and notice too, pardon self, brother, that Sindu,
Uh huh.
that's what changes it because it's basically like saying frightened man. You
Right.
see what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so that's a whole different word instead of man itself. Because in every language they got more than one word that refers to a thing.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right. I'm trying to see why they didn't come up in this particular.
talking about remet.
Okay, right here. Because that
Yeah, if you
here is
go in,
saying something altogether different.
yeah, if you go in there and you can pretty much find if you go in the letter R M and it'll take you back to remet in that dictionary.
RM.
That's a real common draw, the RMT, the remet.
Oh, okay, okay,
If
okay.
you go into the letter R in there and you scroll through it, you know, you'll find remet most definitely there in reference to man. But like I said, it's more than one word that refers to man as being who man is as well.
Right, right.
You know?
Okay, that's something I need
Hmm.
to strive to uh, correct. So basically, that was. See, every time I go out and I come back in, oh, I need to go here.
Right. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so I need to change that to man and remit. And so basically, that's yeah, sure. Sage, uh, nature, in effect. And why I'm bring hope. And that's why I'm mixing it up because I'm trying to translate this one and this one at the same time. So by the sweet breath of Allah, I just say the breath being neft, um, and nature is the breath. Okay, so I mean that's as far as I got. So I just need to go in and organize it to where it makes sense. But now it doesn't. So
Okay, Islam, brother. It ain't no such thing as no right or no wrong going on up in here. But
right.
like you say, you just take it and organize it and
Hmm.
take your time on it, brother. The only thing that will ever be the failure is a try. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? And
Right.
so it's a grand drawing. But that Yahshua, I'm gonna give you the proper um name, and it's gonna shock many of our people out here that's watching.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you the proper drawing because I know you had to construct that with the letters yourself. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. You did a good job in doing that. But I'm gonna show you something real quick here dealing with that word because
Okay.
this is very important as
Right.
well for our people to get. Let me see here. I'm gonna present my screen, okay, and I'm gonna share it to you because I got a lot of this stuff on my Facebook. And this is very important right here, family, because a lot of people like to say, Jesus don't exist. Show me some archaeological evidence. Well, just like you got tombs that were found dealing with various pharaohs, there's actually what we call ossuaries, an ossuary, so to speak. And that is actually a tomb. And we're going to get into that in a minute, but I'm going to show you something about this concept of the name Yahshua. It actually predated, it was predated Kemetically, so to speak. It predates 2,000 years ago dealing with Jesus. In other words, this word is rooted in Egyptian. It's rooted in Egyptian language before it became Hebrew, is what I'm saying. So it says here, it says the name Yesu, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Notice it's saying Yesu with Y-E-S and U. Now, this is where you use your sound shifting at. Yesu found on the stele of Shinwi in Hedret, 1900 BC. What we are saying is that this name that they call Jesus, a Yahshua, a Isa, you see, this name predates the birth of the Jesus that they talk about in the biblical text. So how did he end up with a name that actually come from Egypt? Well, it should be self-explanatory because he was 12 years of age, so to speak. They say his name was going to be called Emmanuel when he was born, right? But by the time he came up out of Kemet, they used the term Jesus, which is really Yeshua, Yesa. So really, his name is Egyptian. But let's go further. It proves Yehoshua's name is derived from the Egyptian, a Proto-Canaanite language. It says this name was also linked to what is called Yeshua's family tomb. See, this is a family tomb. That's what an ossuary is. That's what actually exists. See, I ain't never presented this right here, as far as going into the depths of it, dealing with proving the existence of the brother they call Yeshua, but here you go right here as a bonus. He also had a son named Yeshua Bar Yehuda, which is mean Judah, Bar Jesus, Judah, the son of Jesus, Yeshua. In other words, they are saying that he had a son by the name of Judah. Hence in the missing link when they talk about in the Bible, line of the tribe of Judah. You see? So the line of the tribe of Judah is not Yeshua himself, but his seed. Oh, yeah. So this is actually from an Egyptian work right here, actually dealing with, this is why I tell our people, they think we don't know nothing about what they so-called hieroglyphs. This is actually from the book, I got it in my hand right now, written by Bill Manley, Egyptian Hieroglyphs for Complete Beginners. And I had this one for a little minute now. But in this particular book, this is where this information was found at, and I did my due diligence. Although I had my own, speculative measures of thought as well, but this just, I was able to drive home the truth with this. So in this book, dealing with the Egyptian hieroglyph, this is what he say. He says, biblical reference stand out on this stela, and they refer to the same stela up here of Shinwi. You can look it up. One of Hidret's grandsons is called Isu. Yesu. Now, if you understand sound shifting, you know the Y is interchangeable with I. Then they come up later with the English. They come up, oh, this is the J. You see? If you put it here, it will be J, S, and U, right? But if you add an E in there, and then put an S on the end, you can always see Yesu, right? And so this Isu, which is actually more closer to the Arabic, if you ask me, and not strange, because in Arabic they say Isa. The only difference is the N being an A instead of a U. But a W part itself is also a vowel, because it connects to the U, if you want to link it up that way. So when we say U, A, E, I, O, U, if you were to replace this W with either one of these particular vowels, it still wouldn't change the structure of the root, in and of itself. So when we say Isu, and you think about the Arabic word Isa, it shouldn't surprise you because the Arabic itself is a derivative, of the Egyptian. We know that the father of the Arabs, Ishmael, his mother was Egyptian. You see, so this shouldn't shock you that their language, is connected at a certain area. Just like you can see a connection between Hebrew. This is actually the Hebrew version as well. They have a word, in their particular dictionary known as Yesu, and that connects to this word Isu, which is connecting to the Arabic word Isa. You see? And so here it is right here in the Hebrew, actually. And they actually say Ishu, Ishu, Ishu. You see? So this particular person, Bill Manley, in his Egyptian hieroglyphic book, put this here. Now, as far as him adding the anaglyphs up here, we take that with a grain of salt because he's teaching pictorials. We're talking about the transliteration. And the transliteration does not come from these pictorials. Contrary to popular belief, we done proved this over and over again. What this is reverse engineering. It looked cute. We know that these symbols were created by our ancestors, but they, again, are understood as formulas, metaphysics. The true aspects of it, again, has to do with the heratograms, hieratic language. And so this is how they come up with this transliteration, but it's Isu. So now, just since I'm here and I'm mentioning this to go further, because we talking about the family tomb of one that is known as Jesus, or Yeshua, Yehoshua, right? That means that he lived a regular life just like everybody else did. You see? That means that he was able to pass form just like everybody after all them events that took place, with the fiend crucifixion, people thinking he was on the cross. He wasn't the one that was on the cross. It's said that this one had a son. But that's a whole nother measure because we already heard about the story of him supposed to having a relationship with Mary Magdalene. That ain't no secret. But this is deep. Listen to this. It says in ossuary, it says a chest box, building, or well. This is actually it right here in transparency. Behind it, I like superimposed it in here. This is actually the family tomb right behind here. And I'm going to pull it up, another picture of it, so you can see it better. But an ossuary is a chest box, a building, a well, or a site made to serve as the final resting place of a human skeletal, remains, right? It says they are frequently used where burial space is scarce. It says a body is first buried in a temporary grave. Then after some years, the skeletal remains are removed and placed in an ossuary. So this is dealing with bones, meaning they actually have bones that were found in this place. It says the greatly reduced space taken up by an ossuary means that it is possible, it says, to store the remains of many more people in a single tomb than in coffins. And that's why this is said to be a family resting place. And it's going to tell you who all is in this resting place, right? It says the name Yeshu has also been found in the 1st century CE ossuary of Yeshua bar Yosef, which is mean Jesus, the son of Joseph. Published by E.A.R.S. Sultanate in 1931 and cataloged by L.I. Romani in 1994. Although Sultanate, it says, considered this the same as the term of in the Talmud, he also entertained the possibility that the final letter Ayin was left out due to a lack of space, it says, between the declaration between it, which it was inscribed. So they're saying that the letter Ayin, should have been in there, and the fully spelled name would have been Yeshua. You see? It says, and in the patronymic, it says, are also found the ossuary, and they got links actually that go to this. You can go and look this stuff up yourself. And it says, Richard Buchan. It says, consider this legitimate. It says, if rare from the name, it say in the use at the time, and the writers, it say that this ossuary shows the name Yeshu was not invented by the rabbis as a way of avoiding pronouncing the real name Jesus of Nazareth. So, you know, they got different opinions on it. Some of them say this, that letter A wasn't added for this reason. And then the other ones say, well, it was meant to be Yeshu, whatever the case may be. But you know, it connects back to this Kemetic word issue. Because if you put the Y there, and you have Y, S, and W, or if you replace that W with U again, like I said earlier, that would be Yeshu. Yeshu, right? Issue. Kemetically. Yeshu. Kemetically. Right? So the name Yeshua or Yeshu is a Kemetic name. Okay, so as we go on, it says the name Yeshu, it says also, or has also been found in a fragment in Jerusalem Talmud. It says from the Cairo Genizia. It says a depository for holy texts which are not usable due to age, damage, or errors. Flusir takes this as advice of the term being a name. However, the standard text of Jerusalem Talmud, it says refers to one of the numerous Rabbi Yeshuas or Yehoshuas of the Talmud, and moreover, the fragment has the latter name at other points in the text. Yeshu is also mentioned in Isaac Luria's Book of Reincarnations, chapter 37, within the long list of Jewish Tzaddiks. It is written, on your way from Safed toward the north to the village of Ain al-Zitun, passing the carob tree, Yashu HaNatzari is buried there. Now, if you know anything about this right here, Yeshu HaNatzari, that actually means Yeshua the Nazarite. That's what that's saying. But anyway, it says the tomb, it says in Talpiot, excavated in 1980 during the Savage archaeology, originally contained 10 ossuaries. This one tomb had 10 ossuaries, 10 bone boxes for secondary burial. Of the 10, one vanished. Presumably, it was stolen. It had been cataloged. This may be the tomb of Jesus' brother James. See James ossuary. Although such claim is refuted by the professor who oversaw the archaeological work, it says of the other 9, 6 were inscribed with the names as translated in the lost tomb of Jesus and Jesus' family tomb. And they read as follows. Ossuary number 8503, Yahoshua or Yahshua bar Yosef. That means Jesus, son of Joseph. They found this in the tomb. There were bones in this ossuary. You see, then Aramaic, Jesus, son of Joseph, just like I said, right? Then you have ossuary 8505, Miriam, which is written in the Aramaic script, but in the Latin form of the Hebrew name Miriam or Mary. So now we have the bones of Jesus, the son of Joseph, in here, the bones of Mary in this same ossuary, this same tomb. And then we have ossuary 8504, Yossi, a diminutive of Joseph mentioned in the Greek form of Joses. It says as the name of one of Jesus' brothers in the New Testament, and they quote actually Mark 6:3. And then last but not least, you have in the ossuary 80/501 Yehuda bar Yeshua, which is again possibly Aramaic for Judah, the son of Jesus. If he said Yehuda bar Yeshua, of course it's Judah, the son of Jesus. Just like Yeshua bar Yusuf is Jesus, son of Joseph. But this is a tomb, family, that has been found with bones in it. You see, so this is archaeological evidence of one, and this is what is on the information. It said Joseph, Mary, Jesus, one of his brothers, and his son, all of them being buried in the same tomb, family. You see? Let me see. I'm going to give you So for those who say that he didn't exist, that a burden on them is the proof that he didn't exist. They got a whole book written on it. Didn't know that. This is discovery and investigation and evidence that could change history. I'm gonna have to get that book right there. Talking about the same thing I just read here. The book and the film make the case of Talpi tomb was the burial place of Jesus and members of his extended family and several other figures. Same thing we just said, basically. So we ain't got to reiterate that. But there you go. That's a book, and look at this. This is crazy.
Pardon us, Dr. Shahid, if you change screens.
Okay, because I didn't put the whole screen up there. Let me show this here. Let me show you here. Let me pull it up right now. Thank you, Grand Secretary of State, because I didn't have it on the entire screen. Here we go. And let me put it right here. Here it is right here. This is the actual tomb. You can see it the transparency of it, but this is it right here. And they go to book right there. I'm gonna have to get these books right here, but they got a couple of them up here. I didn't even know them books was on the manifest. I just was going off of the information. But you see the symbol here, and it's crazy because this is actually a symbol, that can be traced back to Kemet, whether people know it or not. This would actually represent the crescent moon, and this would actually represent the sun, as a symbol, so to speak. But this type of stuff is found, there's connections in here. So all you got to do is go and do the research in this area right here, and you'll see exactly what it is. Archaeology, just like we got it in Kemet. We don't have all the pharaohs there physically, but we have their tombs on the manifest. So here's the family tomb of the brother Yeshua. Just like we can show you proof of Prophet Muhammad's existence as well, but that's a whole nother lesson. I'm gonna do a thing on this too. I'm gonna prepare something and do it on the existence of some of the prophets that were mentioned. Notice also these symbols that are on this tomb, which are very close to the flower of life. These little chests that deal with the bones. This is Coptic work here, family. This is Coptic work. You've seen that in the ancient Egyptian area as well. Those symbols that represent the stars in most cases. See that? That's powerful. Signs and symbols of a conscious mind in men and women of understanding. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't know. And a lot of these signs and symbols had to do with what we call sacred geometry and patterns of the universe. Here's an actual area here where they was pointing it out, showing the actual name, like the Yasa they was talking about on the family tomb. They showing it being inscribed in it. And that's actually what they call Paleo Hebrew. Here's some more right here. Yeshua, son of Joseph. This is actually a site that's actually showing you a lot of these things that they also given a little scripture that's quoted beside it. I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of information in here on it. Goodness gracious. So basically, I'm just trying to get the pictures. At this point right here, I'm just trying to show them to you. But these are the same things. These are their archaeological markers of this information. All you got to do is look it up, family. I'm giving it to you so you can go and get into this thing. So that's a whole nother measure though. But like I said, the truth is the only thing that changes not. So let me get out of this right here. And I'm gonna go here. I see our sister said, okay, our beloved sister say, I'm not in disagreement with any of your teachings, King. My question is, were there more than one Judah? It say the good and the bad. If not, this would be Yeshua's son who turned in. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, beloved Queen, actually, That's Judas, instead of Judah. Judah and Judas, is two different individuals, but we give honors to you for that drawing. And Judah, is actually one of the names of the tribes, of Israel, but we've been here in line of the tribe of Judah since they've been talking about the Bible, but Judah and Judas, are two different words. Let me see here. And I'll show you what I'm saying. See it here? See, this word here is Hebrew. This word is Greek. You see what I'm saying? This is the Greek that's trying to render this word as this word. But we already know what happened when we get to dealing with that. But there is no word like in the New Testament, they're not using that as special word. You see? Same thing right there. So that's why we have to learn this language, and go into it, because they can trick our people. Now, I will show you a case in the Old Testament where you had two Enochs, for example. It's two Enochs that's mentioned in the Old Testament. One of them come through the line of Tubal Cain, and the other one come through the line of Noah. It's like some replication and duplication type stuff that go on, which actually will make one, if one is not careful, they'll think they following a certain line, that's dealing with the righteous, and they'll actually be following the other line. So it's like the negative energy did create, to a certain degree, illusion, of the evil aspects over here, whereas they would confuse that if they didn't know no better with what was supposed to be righteous. You see? It's crazy how, you can see that type of pattern in the book herein, which is probably why you have a lot of confusion going on. Like even with the concept of Jesus supposedly died on the cross. They say in one area he was crucified, but then in the next page they'll say he was hung from a stake. So which one was it? Hung from a tree. They mention all this stuff, right? Was he hung from a tree or was he crucified? So, something going on, sister. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's where the duality is coming from. And a lot of this is coming from Europeans trying to put their twists on the book, because we know it ain't completely accurate. We know that they have added many things in there. A lot of this stuff they calling Greek, is stuff that they have produced themselves. You see, the original text didn't even, had nothing to do with no so-called Greeks. And it's crazy because the same time they was remixing, what is known as the scriptures in the biblical context, they was also remixing Kemet. The same people that were doing it to Kemet were doing it to these books. So, and this is your Ptolemies and your Romans and so forth and so on. Same people. So look like we own the sun, Sister Sakina. Look like we own the sun. That's a good question right there. And I can see why somebody would say that there were two Judas, and that's why they would say it. Because what it looked like is they dropping the H, but in the Hebrew term, it's just Judah. But when you get into the Greek, then they say, well, this is Judas, and it's their opinion that that's a rendering. But I would beg to differ, because the H would have to be present, so to speak. But I can see how they would try to deceive people with that, and I can also say this hit too. It ain't strange, because it also says that in the Gospel of Barnabas that Judas was the one that was actually crucified instead of Jesus. You see, that's crazy. So it's like, okay, if he was the one that was crucified, see, these are all the types of things, but I can go deeper as well. I got some information and I'm actually producing it, getting ready to produce it in a little bit, because I'm putting it together. And I'm dealing with him when he was over in Egypt, because he was there for 18 years. He reappeared at the age of 33. according to the Piscean records of the Bible. Them 18 missing years of his life that you don't see, that's what our Moorish Holy Quran covered. That's what they're dealing with, the years that he was in Egypt. And in certain information that I have found, looking up the name Yeshua, they actually mention historically, Yeshua as being connected to Yehoshua ben Pindira, Jesus, the son of the panther, right? And it goes so deep, it talks about even the fact that, one was called an Egyptian prophet. You see? So I'm gonna get into that when I get a chance. I'm gonna get into that. But I'm actually compiling this in some book form right now. And I go into it later. But that's a good question. I like that. So gratitude for the question. I just wanted to give our people some history behind that name. Yeshu, Isa, Ishu. This is actually a Kemetic name. It existed in Kemet before, this one was born. And like I said, remember in the Bible, it said that his name would be called Emmanuel. That's what they say. It prophesied, that his name would be called Emmanuel. But when he came out of Kemet, his name was called Yeshua. You see? So go figure. I just wanted to point that out to most of our people. And it shouldn't surprise it because the Bible does state that he went into Egypt at the age of 12. Even Moses' name has a Kemetic rendering to it. Ahmosi, Kahmosi, Tutmosis. These are names that are linked to Kemet. So all is well. All is well. So let me get up. Go ahead, brother Marvin Edwards Bay. Islam.
Yes, sir. Before you move on, I was listening to Mustafa Dadala, ancient Egyptian universal modes.
Uh-huh.
And it mentions about a lot of names were misconstrued, so to speak, when they were just epithets. They were something like a monument or a rendering of, an offering, so to speak. And people took it as a name, just like Malik is actually king. That's a title.
Yep.
And so on and so forth.
That's right. But they did the same thing with the papyri, if you notice. But they use, like, for example, Rhine mathematical papyri. That's named after, the individual that they claim found it, the European. But that's not what the original people called it. Like E.A.R.S. E.A.R.S is not the name that our ancestors called it. That's the name, just like when they say Book of the Dead. Our ancestors didn't call it that. Funeral texts, ritual texts. They didn't say that. That's the Europeans' rendition, their interpretation of it. And that's where we're trying to correct a lot of that stuff, so that our people can get it. But some of them that have accepted what is being told to them, it makes it hard for our people to get it, because they are thinking that the European, everything they say is the truth. We give honors to the sisters like Sakina Ra and the sister like Niambi. Them sisters, man, well researched. I've been on their platform. They always come over here, but they very well researched when it comes to being able to have an open ear. Like a lot of these brothers, for some reason, they got to chase their information with some testosterone for some reason. And that's why we can't move forward, because it end up becoming some combative type of stuff, whereas them sisters can disagree and then be laughing and everything together. You know what I mean? That's something that we got to learn, as brothers per se in general, because we supposed to be the ones on the front line that's out here teaching, the people, and leaving the legacy of the unity. But it's powerful. I just wanted to bring that out. They actually have evidence of a tomb, and we can't just dismiss it because we don't agree with it. Them days is over with. That's pseudo. I don't agree with it, so it's pseudo. That's crazy. And so what that makes you is a sophomaniac. And I showed you what a sophomaniac is. Somebody that believe they so intelligent. They super intelligent. They got, actually it says superior intelligence. as I teach in our chapter previously, boast of superior understanding, supreme intelligence. You see, this is what we got going on as opposed to our people being taught. You know what they don't know, when we bring this information out, we trying to bridge the gap. You know, we don't have to attack somebody's belief system or what it is they demonstrate just because we disagree with it. There's a lot of things we don't agree with about the Piscean records of the Bible. You know, but Prophet Noble Drew Ali, under his instruction, he said, don't throw your Bibles away because I'm going to use it to condemn the European. So what you think we doing right now? We condemning that European thought pattern by exposing this information we exposing. It ain't just condemning the European, people. It's condemning the European thought pattern in our people. That's why he say, I'm going to stop the European from thinking and get you more as to thinking for yourself. He wasn't talking about he going to stop Donald Trump from thinking or some European outsider. He talking about that mindset that we done come into. You see, he going to stop that thought pattern. That's what the truth will do. So yeah, when we use the information, we know it's truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And that's why we here to point that out to you. You know, we're not here to promote the European version of the book. You know, we here to show you what he's been trying to hide. You see, and some things he wasn't able to hide, no matter how much he tried. So at this time, we're going to open up the floor and call forth our Grand National Secretary of the State, Sister Hatshepsut Rakat Ma'at and Pooh, Tut the Coming Bay. Islam, you there, goddess and queen?
Close as a thought, gratitude.
That's the thought Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought, Islamism, gratitude.
Praise Allah. Having already risen, giving praise and honor where due, I just want to give much gratitude and honor to our class, to you, Dr. Shaheed, as host, and to our family online and our scribes. It's been a grand class, much information learned, especially in reference to better pronunciation and how to write the hieratic language, and the 3 stages. That praise Allah for that, going over that in review, and just being able to unfold, because just like I've said this before, where you have archaeologists going to, dig up ancient artifacts and things of that nature. To me, we're doing the same thing with the language, and as you stated, our language is not dead, and just much gratitude to our ancestors, forefathers, our prophets for, holding these lessons and then bringing them forth in this new era of time. So this has been a grand class. Definitely learned a lot. Got a lot more to study. So gratitude more for calling me forth. Praise Allah for all online. Peace and love.
Islam, and gratitude, Grand National Secretary of the State, for that measure. We give honors to you for all your contributions and everything. And I actually, I was out yesterday. I brought a couple of books, and one of them, for the sake of putting it up here, because I like to study all of them, I got the Egyptian Book of the Dead, as they like to call it. But then they have the Book of Going Forth by Day, which they should have just said that without putting Book of the Dead on there. But it's a pretty large book. It ain't fat. It's just real long. Like probably about, it's pretty long. Look like it's maybe 12, 14 inches long. 16, 18 inches maybe. I don't know, but it's long. But in it has a lot of hieratigrams. And it has an admixture as well of what you call cursive hieroglyphs, which some people like to confuse as a radigram. And these are actually facsimiles that were produced by E. Wallace Budge. They didn't accept his information and they put their own interpretations. So this is their particular Book of the Dead, even though I got Wallace Budge Book of the Dead over here too. I got both of them over here, but they just use his pictures, and they gave honors to him, and then they got their own breakdown. This one has like about 5-6 people. Dr. Ogen Gillette Jr. and then Raymond Faulkner. I'm familiar with Faulkner. Kara A.R. Andrews, Daniel L. Gunther, and James Westerman. I'm familiar with Westerman and Faulkner. The other three, I really haven't heard much about them, but they all contributed something to this particular book. I'm going through it now because I'm going through it, critiquing it. That's my measure. I go through them to critique them and look at them and see what it is. And this is what keep us sharp. It's what keep the scimitar sharp. So we want to give honor to our family for this as well. And also dealing with some other measures too. I had two other works that I had: Sacred Geometry, written by Gema Foster, The Biology of Belief, which is a powerful measure dealing with some science as it relates to the DNA. And then we have one that was actually supernatural. I quoted this one last night by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And this is actually having a foreword by Greg Braden, who wrote the God Code. And that's all dealing with, certain mathematical information concerning the DNA and things that you can pretty much put your hands on, so to speak, when you come into the reality. They even got a breakdown dealing with the concept of spirit as it relates to science. And these are doctors producing this information. So this is the type of stuff we bring forth, and do research into, to make these things a little more clear to our family, because we already get it. We know what it is. We just trying to help the people that still have questions get some insight. And so that's bridging the gap. So also we can move forward now with our other scribe. Well, better yet, before I do that, I want to call on my Grand National Chairman, and see what it is that he have to bring on the manifest. Dr. Akanak and Pert M. Here, Root Tooth to Coming Bay, if he ain't on a mission.
Islam, can you hear me?
Islam, Grand Man, and Scribe. First North American Scribe. Islam.
Honor Prophet Noble Dwali. It's been much honor to Noble Dwali, the last prophet in these days and time, that brought us everything that it takes to free ourselves as a nation of people. He brought us our own government, our own constitutional laws, our ancient forefathers, brought everything that we needed to be represented here. We give him much, much honor, and send much honor to you too, more, because it's been a many, many time, and since the ancient ones, since more to step forward to bring us, the Holy One, everything that we needed to save ourselves. And you're doing a magnanimous job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Islamism without a schism.
Islamism, Chairman. We want to give honors to you again for the Book of Fire, Chairman, because like you put it all in there, and that's literally a study guide. It's not just a book. This is a study guide. If we use the master words right there, man, we can't go wrong. Study and guide. Prophet Noble Ali told us to study. And if you ask us what to do, he say study. And then we can be guided aright. So we give honors to you for the study guide, Chairman. And again, I want to say this. That book is being quoted by European scholars around the world when it comes to the Moorish paradigm. I'm telling y'all think I just be saying this. The exhuming of a nation, when they talk about the Moors, because I'm going to give my chairman flowers, every time we get a chance to do it. Because, people been stealing the book, trying to sell the book, and all types of stuff, reprint the book, remix the book, and everything else. And it's crazy that the European, the only one that really giving the honors, but our people don't hear it. So they look at the chairman, my chairman, the brother that you just heard speak, that been on the manifest, many moons teaching this Moorish science, the last living adept, that come through the lineage of the prophet. That's who they quote. And they quoting that man that you just heard speaking right there. So it don't get no grander than that. But we already know that the term a prophet is never accepted in his own home in most cases. But I'm going to leave that right there, because Prophet Noble Ali said he was going to repeat himself. But anyway, so We give honors to the tribe of endurance as a whole for all the work they put in. So gratitude. All right. Well, I see I Sheik was never able to get into here because I never seen him pop up in here, but we give honors to our National Grand Sheik as well, Dr. Serapis Amun Rael. And so at this time, we're going to go to the scribes and so they can close this demonstration out timely. All right, scribes, executive rulers, y'all have the floor.
Islam.
Islam, Sister Curta Bay.
Islam. That Dendra near Curta Bay honors has already been given. Yes, this is such a powerful class, and we love you, National Grand Chairman. That's our chairman that was talking, like he said, like Dr. Shaheed said, we go give him his flowers now, and we honor everything he did, and especially that book of fire, Zooming of a Nation. We challenge each and every one of you, call headquarters and get that book. And Dr. Shaheed, when you was talking, when you were showing us, reading us that material, and you was talking about Yehoshua, Yeshua, and that made me go back to when I was on my journey home here to this Moorish American government. Before I got here, that was one of the things we had issues with, because we were finding out even back then that it wasn't no J's. The J's didn't come into existence until around the 15 to 1600s. So we was trying to figure out, because they kept saying, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess Jesus is Lord, right? So we trying to say, and then they also say, like you were saying, his name shall be called Emmanuel. So, but we would say, well, if it wasn't no J's, what was he called before the J existed? And that's when we did our research, and we come up with the Yeshua. Yeah, that's what it was, Yeshua. I didn't know about the name Yehoshua until I got into the government. But Yeshua, that's what we used to always call him, and that's why, family, I am just having fun, because everything we are going over is just taking me deeper into it. Because, like I say, when I was in the church, it was like we stressed on the top of the surface. But being here now, getting these teachings, learning these alphabets, going all the way back to the beginning, and learning our alphabets and stuff. This is just icing on the cake to help me to have documentation, and I can talk to my brothers and sisters who was in the church just like me, who was deep into this Jesus thing, and to have the documentation to show you and help you to understand. And like the goddess was asking about the word Judah and Judas, and those are. This is just a powerful class. And the last but not least, he was showing us how the European try to always put his little twist on things. And for me, I'm having to go back everything, because when I was born into this, coming to this manifest, all I had was what the Europeans told me, because see, they was in control at that time. So now I have to question everything he say, even to the fact, like, because I'm into healing. Well, who told me that I had to eat 3 meals a day? You know where that come from? That come from them. They the one told me I had to eat 3 meals a day, and one of them, a portion of that food had to be some meat. And then when I get in this government, my prophet say, that European food is poison. Oh man, this is just, I'm having such a wonderful time. This is a grand time to be living. I thank and praise the great God Allah that I'm a part of this grand movement. And Dr. Shaheed, we give you honors too, because you have gone through great lengths and you take such patience with us. And for our class, powerful class, and like the goddess say, it is getting a little bit easier for me. and I just got to practice more. I'm gonna go back and listen to the playback. When you were saying those words, I was like, oh my goodness, how can I say that? But I'm gonna go back and listen. And like you say, practice make perfect. I'm gonna continue to try to do my pronunciations and things of that nature so I can pronounce my words right. But I'm having a wonderful time, and this was a powerful, powerful class. Gratitude for letting me share. Peace and love.
Islam, and gratitude to you for sharing, sister. And we give honors to all of your contributions, and everything it is that you will contribute along the way. You know, it's just an honor. And one thing we can say is our people definitely ready to start transliterating now, demonstrating as what our chairman would call it, the uniting, of these special teachings from the Comedian perspective. So this is where we are coming from, and now it's time to elevate the lessons. When we begin to bring forth our chapter of the week, we want to begin to incorporate, this knowledge into those lessons and elevate them as they have always elevated. Every time you go from cover to cover in that Moorish Holy Quran, it's called the Circle 7 for a reason. We know about the 7 as it relates to cycles. So every time we go through that book, we should have a paradigm shift. You see, and these are our symbolic cycles, or symbolic cycle ages. And so when we come back to the front cover of the book, we're going to be further ahead than we were before. That's why it ain't good to leave about the government 3 weeks, 2 months, a whole year and come back, because you're going to be lost when you come back. You see what I'm saying? The lessons, still have the same potency they had when you left, but they done been raised to a higher power by the time you get back. God done unfolded a few times. And so that's where I even count my time frame of birth, so to speak. My real birth is when I came through these lessons. And every time we go through from cover to cover, that's like, a whole nother cycle age. So that's your real age. If you really want to know, count them cycle ages, and that'll take you right back to the ancient ones, so want to give honors to you for that drawing, sis. All right. Well, what about our other 2 scribes?
Islam,
Dr. Bati Bey.
Islam. Excuse me. I'm just, saying, I get excited, get over, kind of overwhelmed, in a good way. Just with everything, look at how far, the government has came. Look how far this class has came. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. And here you thinking you got to go to school for, you got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and be in debt to go to school. And all we got to do is just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself is that this class is really more than what people know. It shows that you don't need a westernized education. You from the looks of it, what we see out here, tribe endurance, about 7-8 people. And you sit down and you go over information and you build, and you constantly build, and you constantly build without, without breaks. Sometimes if you do need a break, you take a break. If you don't, you just keep it going and just keep the lessons, and you just go over things. It doesn't take a school. So why are we wasting our our time and energy going to a situation where we're not going to get the whole truth? When we got exhuming of a nation, we didn't exhume the nation, exhume the language. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what else it's going to exhume. You know what I'm saying? So this goes into really, it shows the effort of yourself, shows the effort of you personally. on a personal level and as a collective. You know, it don't take much. It don't take much to build. You know, and that's what, you know, I love about the government, the knowledge, the truth, because it's not about your kung fu or your understanding. It's about you. It's about whether or not you gonna put the effort in. You gonna get it, like Jordan, get up, shoot 300 shots every single day. Read a chapter out study something every single day. Read a chapter out the Moorish Holy Quran every single day. You're gonna do something every single day. That's discipline. And that's what this is another thing that is being broadcast right now, is discipline. It don't take much, With that leaves a common peace.
And Shimo Tepu to you too, my brother. Yes, sir. The peace of the ancestors I offer. Yes, sir. Gratitude, Brother Bati Bey, for that measure. All right. Want to hear from our final scribe, Brother Marvin Nathaniel Bey, Islam. You there, Grand Man?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Gratitude for calling me. Yes, again, I am Dr. Marvin Evans Bey. Praise and honors have been given. And I just want to give honor to this class and give honor to the scribes, give honor to the officials, and give honor to the Moors that's online. Because it's going to take all of us. And, as I was saying, I was listening to Mustafa Gadala, because there's an audio book of this ancient Egyptian universal modes. And I'm saying all of this is in there. I mean, it's just that, we know that Europeans did a whole lot of reconfiguring and, and just straight out lying, and he make a fun of it, and this is how we find out what actually happened. And for me, it just shows just how serious this task is. This is not something that we're doing on a casual basis just for recreation. This is a job that needs to be done. Because if we're going to correct anything, we're going to have to do it. We can't wait for somebody else to do it. You know what I mean? And so I'm just grateful for being here. And again, gratitude for all you do, Dr. Shahid, because you definitely put in the work. And I say gratitude. Peace and love.
Gratitude and peace and love to you as well, Grand Man. We give honors to you, for all it is you do, and all that you will do. The best is yet to come, Moors. Want to give honors to all of our family also that checked in again, and honors to that the measure our sister just put up here. She said experience, reflection, observation, draw your conclusion, confirmation through interaction, and then repeat the cycle is the best form of education. That's right. Over here in the Moorish paradigm, we call it, using the hammer of repetition. And, you pound in the truth until you make it a part of each and every part, of the consciousness, so to speak. So that's right, sister. And that's what the cycles represent. The hammer of repetition. That same truth that came, round in the last season came round again, but with more potency. So gratitude. All right. At this time, we're going to call forth our beloved goddess and queen, Sister Dendra Nia Curta Bay, so that she can go on ahead and elevate us, in that 1,000 petal of the lotus that we call the third heaven. Also second Aru. Oh, did I say second Allah? All that and then some. Seventh heaven. However you want it. Islam.
Islam, God, man, Islam. Well, family, this is our time, January 15, 1929. A warning from the prophet to be read at every meeting. I hereby inform all citizens that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any citizen or group of citizens who hold malicious feelings toward the government or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Jew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the government is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the government. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of Prophet Noble Jew Ali. A holy covenant of the Asiatic nations. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection, therefore, unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam, Islam, Islam. This meeting is officially adjourned according to Act 2. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Go in peace, family. Islam. Great class. Great class.
Great class. Gratitude, Morris Ken.
Islam.
Class. Gratitude.
Love y'all.
Family.
Love you, family.
Love you, Morris.
That's a beautiful demonstration. Islam.
Yeah, we love you, Scribe. We love you, man. All y'all
Love you
doing.
three. Love you three.
It's over, Tim.
See y'all in Sunday school class tonight.
Love y'all.
Praise Allah.
Love.
Great class.
Love.
Hey, we keep this boy's apparatus moving.
Yes, we do.
Islam. All right, boys.
Peace
Peace
and
and
love.
love.
Y'all on the call.
Yes, sir. Peace and love.
Peace and love. All right, family out there in the YouTube world, we love you for all it is that you do. And just know that when we demonstrate here, you know, we demonstrating from a universal perspective. You know what I mean? And so you're going to hear us come from a lot of angles, but it definitely ain't going to be no Arabization, you know, where we Arabized. And we definitely ain't coming from the Eurocentric thought pattern. And we definitely ain't from the Bible thump our people or Quranic thump our people to death. You know, but we honor all truths that make men better, women better, nations better. You know, we don't get caught up into the politics and the politricks of all the madness, so to speak. You know, and that's a reason. And I want to share my website too for people that maybe want to go into, because it's been up here for years. You might have went into my website and didn't even know it. Let's see. It's called Mathino's Archives of Truth, you know, so that you can go in here. Let me stop sharing it real quick and reshare for those who may be interested in going into the website. And as I show this to you, I'm going to actually show you, you know, again, how we demonstrate. So this is the website. If you notice, you know, the name is spelled as, you know, Ma'at. In essence, it's an acronym, but it's Mathino's Archives of Tehudi. You know, and why I named it Mathino is because Mathino is actually the Hierophant or the Egyptian adept master, you know, who was actually teaching, you know, Mary and Elizabeth, the women, you know, in the sacred grove, along with Elihu. You know, he was a priest of Heliopolis. Matheno is also synonymous with, you know, who we call Manetho, as far as the names are concerned. But Mathenu is actually a Kemetic word in all actuality. It has to do with one that is learned. You know, so basically, Matheno's archives of Tehuti has to do with, you know, one who is learned in the arcanic archives of Tehuti, whom we refer to at times as a sage, are also your own heights of divinity. Tehuti mean divine mind. You know, it ain't strange they say thought, because it's really talking about the thought. So this is dealing with learning the arcanic archives of your own consciousness, your own mind. That's what we teach, self-mastery. Because everything we question outside of self, you know, we answer, you know, as it references to the self, so to speak. So in this particular website, just to give you a tad drawing, if you ever seen it before, like I said, it's been up here for years. This website, I updated certain things, but this website probably, you know, almost 15 years old, you know. But the more you know, the more you grow. And so in this particular site, you'll notice in our chart, when you hit that tab that says Islamism, right? This totally sets us apart from, you know, the Arabs concept. That's why we call it Islamism. Instead of talking about peace, you know, and practicing, you know, peace, we actually are peace. That's the definition of Islamism. Now, in the ancient times, this was referred to by ancestors as Hetepu, Shem Hetepu, you see? And that's how we make the connection between that. So before there was an Islam or Islamism, you know, it was the teachings of know thyself. You see, know thyself. And naturally, Prophet Noble Drew Ali came forth when you open up the Moorish Holy Quran, the 18 missing years of the life of our brother Yeshua, the Egyptian adept. You know, it opened up by saying, know thyself. You see, that's the first statement that's made. But we draw from all 4 sacred schools of thought, not from the man's interpretation of it. We draw from the esoteric aspects, the spiritual aspects, the mystic aspects, and those things can be applied to your life without getting caught up into the dogma. So this is how we express it in Prophet Noble Drew Ali. When he brought the Moorish Holy Quran forth, he brought it with the complex of these schools of thought. You'll see Buddha name mentioned in the Moorish Holy Quran. You're going to see Krishna name mentioned in there. You know what I mean? You're going to see Yehoshua. And so when we deal with it from this aspect and understand it, then we ain't got no reason to be beefing with nobody over their doctrine. That's why you won't hear commission going back and forth, because I have studied all of these, study all of them continuously. I got the book, you know, studied, you know, every aspect of them. Whether you deal with the, you know, the Tanakh, you know, the Torah, you know, all that right there. Studied that, you know, deal with the Holy Quran, the Grand Quran of Mecca, Muhammad. Got it right there, Arabic and English. I got a whole Arabic version. I was taught it by somebody that was Egyptian, the proper pronunciation of it. Somebody straight from Egypt. You know, so, you know, I got the I Ching, which deal with the chi and the balance. I got that up there. You know, I got the Dhammapada again. I got the Pali Canon. I got all that stuff. I got books that ain't even in the Bible. So when you speaking with me, I'm not coming from this limited understanding of being caught up in one of these corners over here, and that's what it is. I'm drawing universally, and the Most High gave me a gift, like everybody got their own gifts in the conscious community. My gift of the understanding is showing you where we are one at. You ain't got to accept now one of these teachings or the path, but that's my calling, to show you where we are one at, to stop the beefing, the disunion. Unfortunately, most of the time, we can't show our people the bridging of the gap because somebody got a prejudice in their mind from hearing the word more. They got a prejudice in their mind for hearing the name Noble Drew Ali. Yet they ain't did what Noble Drew Ali done. That man did in 7 years what Moors and people that ain't Moors ain't been able to do in 100 years of his passing. You know what I mean? So, and he died for his people. He was literally killed for it. But our people ain't got no respect for our ancestors. So they dog him out, even though he was killed for trying to teach his people. You know, they don't care. And so you got to look at that type of stuff. Anytime somebody don't respect their ancestors and they say they honor Ma'at, they're a liar. Because in the teachings of the 42 laws of Ma'at, it tell you do not plunder, you know, the ancestors. You know, it tell you don't supposed to be disrespectful to your ancestors. So I don't know, you know, where they getting these new age, you know, so-called Kemetic people from that don't honor the laws of Ma'at and think that they can still call themselves Ma'atic, but them days over. So nevertheless, like I say, we honor all books of truth, and that's what we teach. You know, if we were to go into our questionnaire, our adept questionnaire, you know, dealing with the truth, you know, this is covered. You know, this is covered, family. So once you understand that right there, you understand where we come from when we demonstrate what we demonstrate. And we're not trying to Bible beat you into submission and, you know, none of that. We just giving our people the truth. You see? That's all we doing. So we believe in all books of truth, you know, that can be brought forth to guide us to be a better people, you know. And when we talk about a book of truth, we ain't talking about a book of truth because somebody said it was true, but because it resonates with you. It has elevated you. You see, however you deal with it. But we come from the universal and we pivot from the 7. The 7 is like the North Star, and everything else is rotating around that right there. We know our people are buried in many different aspects of religion. So we don't teach religion as you know it in the modern express of the word. We teach self-mastery. That's more important to us than anything. Applying those teachings that will make us masters of the self. You know, so we don't get caught up in the past. But anyway, so yeah, if you go through these different things, you can see I had the 42 laws of Ma'at here. You can see I have the Emerald Tablets of Tehuti here. The whole book here, that's a good read if you ain't got it already physically. This one that says Comedian Adept Chamber. These are actually symbols that Prophet. You know, the Sphinx, you know, the pyramids where he was we get into our thing. The 42 class of welcome. It's the welcome. You can just go into put me some time to build this book. We got the 7 principles. Everything it's all about how you feel.
I've met many people over the years, and in my opinion, I have found that people are the same everywhere. They have the same fears, shed similar tears, die in so many years. The oppressed seem to have suffered the most in every continent, coast to coast. Now our lives are in the hands of the pusher man. We break it all down in hopes that you might understand how to protect yourself. Don't make no profit for the man. I'm so glad I've got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put no thing on me. I'm so glad I've got my own. So glad that I can see my life's a natural high. The man can't put no thing on me. You're something kind of funny. How the man take your money. He's shrewd as he can be, in such a way you'll never see. It's a terrible thing inside when your natural high has died.
Yeah, so family, yeah, this is my website. It goes into a lot of information, interesting information here. We talk about how Morocco was hijacked and all of that right there and everything up in here. Show you who hijacked it, and how a lot of death has been took, and we showed how these particular ones here ain't who they say they is. So you have to go through my website to really read it, to get into it. But all is well. We give you the real history of things. So we're going to only give our people the truth, family. And that's what I just wanted to say that for those who may have not been to my website, and you can go there and all is well. And that being said, family, we love you with love and divinity. And we'll see you in the next cycle. Peace and love. Honest to you, family.